Welcome to Civil Engineers Adda. So today we are going to see about the RCC drawings, some specifications, guidelines, and the symbols used in the RCC detailing. So let us begin. So RCC drawings. So drawings form the most important part of RCC construction. Drawings are the language of civil engineers which we express. Okay. Now next, the drawings must be clear, simple, and complete in all aspects. That is, it should be complete in all aspects. It should give the information that is intended to given by the designer. Next, the main thing is Bureau of Indian Standards (BIS) has published SP34, a handbook for reinforcement detailing. So this handbook will give you the specifications and guidelines for detailing of various RCC structures. Okay, so just remember this SP34. Next, some general guidelines for detailing. So let's start. So we should prepare the drawing in such a way that it should be accurate, and we should label each bar and show its shape clearly. Prepare bar bending schedule. So this is very important. Preparation of bar bending schedule to know the quantity of steel that is required for the building construction, or the how much quantity of steel is consumed, or how much quantity you have to order, give an order for those steels. So all those things you need to know, because you will be having different sizes of bars. You need the correct amount of quantity in terms of kg or tons to order. Okay, so that we will see in our next video. I will prepare a bar bending schedule for separately for beam, column, and various other structures. Indicate proper cover to the reinforcement. Usually we provide the proper clear cover. We mention proper clear cover in our AutoCAD drawing or our detailing. The grade of reinforcement bar should be clearly mentioned. Okay, the grade of reinforcement bar should be clearly mentioned, whether they are deformed bars or mild steel bars, that should be clearly mentioned. For mild steel plain bars, that is FE 250, that is 250 is the yield strength. U type hooks may be adopted, that is mild steel. U type of hooks may be adopted. For deformed bars, that is FE 415 and FE 500, L type hooks may be adopted. So for mild steel we use U type hooks, and for deformed bars we use L type hooks. Use commonly available sizes of bars. That is very important. So you cannot provide the size whichever you like. There are some standard sizes available in the market, so you should go with those sizes only. So for example, you don't have 14 mm dia bar, you should not propose a 14 mm dia bar. So usually we have 8, 6, 8, 10, 12, and so on. So you should go with the available sizes in the market. Next, deformed bars need not have hook at their ends. So this is, they need not have. Okay, not compulsory, but it is not necessary. Show enlarged details at the corners, intersections of walls, beam, and column joints. So at the point of joints where a beam meets a column, where a beam meets a beam, where a column meets another column, so you need to provide an enlarged details, like where the main bar will go, or the depth of lapping, development length. All those things need to be shown clearly for the site engineers to understand it and implement it in the site. Okay, all spaces in beam shall be center to center spacing of the bars. Okay, so center to center spacing of bars, which means the spacings in beam shall be center to center spacings of bars. So all the spacing should be from the center of the reinforcement to the center of the reinforcement. Okay, so yes, next one. In two-way slab, that is Ly by Lx less than 2, reinforcement parallel to the short span shall be placed in a bottom layer at mid span and in the top layer at support. So what it means, that the reinforcement parallel to the short span should be placed at the bottom layer, and at the mid span in the top layer, means alternately you have to make it as a bent up. Okay, at beam column intersections, beam and column intersections, the main beam bar should avoid the main column bars. That is the must. Okay, the main beam bars and main column bars, they should avoid. That is, you should uh, avoid the main column bars. Okay, beam and column bars. At beam intersection, main reinforcement may be so arranged that layers in mutually perpendicular beams are at different levels. For the representation point of view, you can indicate the bars at different levels. Okay, suppose if you are getting confused in the same straight line, if you are unable to show or unable to represent, you can go for different levels. Little bit you can put it downwards, little bit with some offset. In a column, the longitudinal bars shall be arranged equally spaced along the periphery of the column. That is, they should be equally placed along the periphery of the column, whether it may be all the four sides or any two sides, depending on your reinforcement. The column bars must go into the footings for a length equal to the development length of the bar. So when you project the column bars, they should go into the footing with a development LD that you calculate. Minimum cover requirement. So for beams and slabs, the minimum cover is 20 mm. For column, 40 mm. So when it is, if the depth is less than 200 mm and the diameter is equal to 12 mm, cover may be reduced to 25 mm. Okay, if the depth is less than 200 mm, the column depth B into D. If the column depth is less than 200 mm and you can, the diameter of bar you are getting as 12 mm, then you can reduce the cover to 25 mm. Otherwise, nominal minimum is 40 mm is a must. For footings, usually we go for minimum cover is 50 mm. So these are the things, some guidelines that you have to remember. So next we will see the conventional symbols used in the detailing. These are very important for any civil engineer. Okay, so first one, plain round bars or diameter of plain round bar. So plain round bar, just plain round bar means mild steel bar, that is Fe250. When you are using Fe250, then you have to use the symbol as I have represented here. So for deformed bar or nominal size of the deformed bar, that is for Fe415 and Fe500, you can use either this symbol or this symbol. Usually this symbol is not being used much here in India, so we use this symbol, that is hash. Okay, spacing, center to center spacing. Okay, center to center spacing we use at the rate. The symbol is at the rate, okay. Next one, limit of area covered by the bars, limit of the area covered by the bars. So we use this symbol here. Direction in which bars extend. See here, the direction in which the bars extend, we use this symbol. If it is, this is one way, now the bars are running one way, means in this direction we explain. Suppose if it is two way, this same thing would have been repeated here also in the straight line perpendicular to this one, but it would have repeated. Usually we use this in slabs. Okay, next one, concrete line. Okay, for concrete line we use a thin line. Next one, unexposed concrete or masonry wall. Unexposed means which is not visible. Okay, then we use the hidden line. Next one, reinforcement. So for reinforcement we go for some thick line. We change the line weight in the AutoCAD drawing and we go for a thick one. Reinforcement in different layer. See here, reinforcement in a different layer, thick. It should be thick and it should be hatched. Center line. So for center line, one full line, small line, full line, small line. So center line, you all know that Same thing is repeated here. So next one, dimension line. So the dimension line, when you take the command in AutoCAD, it should be in this way, or there may be even just a center dot here also. Bar with hooks. So this bar with hooks are just here. These are the bar with hooks here. Straight bar, there is a hook here. Bar with 90-degree bend. So just see here, this is a bar with 90-degree bend. Bars shown separated on drawing. See here, either you may show the same bar. See, if you are seeing the same bar, it may be, you can mention in a drawing like 2 bars of 12 mm dia, 3 bars of 16 mm dia, or else what we can do is you can show it in this way also at different levels. Okay, different levels on drawings. Little bit you can have a offset here and then show a bar so that it is clearly visible to the reader. Okay, so next, two-way reinforcement. So for two-way reinforcement, both side you will provide. Okay, so both side two-way reinforcement, here one arrow and here one arrow you will provide. So one important note is how you will represent the number of bars spacing in a one single note. 20 mm dia at 200, 20 dia at 200 means 20 mm dia diameter deformed bars spaced at 200 mm center to center. Okay, at 200 mm center to center. Always the 200 means it will be in mm. Okay, in mm. Otherwise in drawing what they will mention at last, they will give a note and tell all dimensions are measured in mm. Okay, usually it will be in terms of millimeters only. So hash 20, which means I told you that hash means deformed bars. So 20 is the symbol for deformed diameter. So diameter 20, which means 20 mm dia deformed bars placed at 200 mm center to center. Next, see here. So here there is no hash symbol here. Here the hash symbol has been transferred to 12, which means this 20 is number, the 20 numbers of 12 mm dia deformed bars. 20 numbers of 12 mm dia deformed bars. 20 numbers of 12 mm dia deformed bars. Okay, or hash is used on the left side of the numerical value of the diameter. That is obvious. Whenever you have to tell informer about the diameter, then you have to place the hash just suffix of it. Okay, you have to place the hash suffix of the diameter value, that is number value, numerical value, or a diameter is used in the right side of the number of the bars. Okay, next one. So this is about the drawing, RCC drawings. So general introduction to the RCC drawings, the various specification guidelines to be followed, and the code which is used for its reference. So thank you for watching this video. Please do subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon, share this video to your friends. So meet you in my next video with bar bending schedules, lot of videos to come. So thank you, take care.